That was a perfect time for that car to drive by. So, hey everyone, this is Kevin, the Apptrepreneur. Gonna be doing a little different kind of video right now. I want to first of all apologize for two things. Three, if the beanie is that important to you. But first of all, sorry for the location. My car is getting fixed. Specifically the right mirror. There was a little accident a few days ago, which I did not cause, of course, but you know, it resulted in me needing to get a mirror replaced. So, and I didn't want to do this over there. And the other thing I have to apologize for is this is not going to be the happy-go-lucky live stream. It's not going to be the most focused live stream, to be perfectly honest. Truthfully, I'm still kind of collecting my thoughts about the whole situation, but I'll probably doing it even as the day goes by. When I finish with the car, I'm going to go home. I'm going to make some videos. Whether they'll show up tomorrow or not is another matter. I'm actually kind of contemplating having a day of silence for her in memory. But, well, one of the members of our community was Mandy. She went by the YouTube name of DriverLadyPro, and I considered her a friend. I mean, we've actually talked on the phone, we talked on Facebook. I was devastated when I heard about her diagnosis last year. Me and other, YouTubers pulled together and raised money for her. We might have to do that again. I mean, for funeral expenses. I'll do what I can when the time comes. But I got the call today. I was doing something because I have like a set time of the day when I'm usually not available because I'm working on projects, and the person who was calling me knows that. They were calling anyway, and that's when I kind of knew that I kind of sensed something was wrong at that point. So yeah, it was not a fun phone call to get. We talked, shared some good memories, and I'm still processing it. I mean, one of the things I kind of said to him is like, unfortunately, it's not like this was a surprise. We knew it was coming, but there was still a part of me that was like, man, I really hope she can pull through. And there's a part of me that believed she could. But, she couldn't. It was stage 4 lung cancer. It's pretty bad. We got the news a few days ago that she was put into hospice. Now, for those of you who don't know what hospice is, it's been incorrectly identified as basically suicide assistance. It's not. Hospice is a place you go where you have decided, probably along with doctors, that you are too sick to get better. You will not get better. And so hospice is there to make your final days as comfortable as possible. So when we found out she went there, it was a pretty devastating thing to hear. So that's the other reason why I'm still kind of processing it, because even though she wasn't gone a few days ago, it kind of felt like that was the day that she died. But she died today because, when you go to hospice, that's pretty much, the signal that you've decided you just want to live the rest of your life peacefully. Now, she wasn't there for very long. She was there for like 3 days. Some people stay in hospice for a couple weeks, but she was only there for a few days, and I mean, I don't know. It depends. I know she was suffering a lot near the end, so I don't know. I'm gonna miss her, of course. We all will. Anyone who knew her, this is gonna be devastating news. I'm glad she's not suffering anymore, at the very least. But that doesn't make this any easier. I'm gonna, I lost a friend today. A lot of us lost friends today. She wasn't the biggest Uber tuber in the community. She had a little over 1,000 subs, but you know, she didn't get the views that some of us get. Her live streams went on for hours sometimes. Usually a couple dozen people showed up. But what I found amazing was that didn't really matter to her. She really considered the driver community her family. She, probably more than any of us, felt the injustice of the gig economy. She wanted things to get better. She truly did. I mean, she was so dedicated to us that, you know, when we raised money for her, we told her to take some vacations, do something that makes you happy, walk away from rideshare. You know, we'll be fine. People will figure out not to do it at some point. Enjoy the rest of your life. And I'm not going to say she didn't enjoy the rest of her life, but she still made videos decrying Uber and Lyft's treatment of us, of the drivers. And she, at one point, had oxygen tanks. Like, she was having trouble breathing, so she had to carry oxygen tanks around. And yet she was still going to protests. She was still going to protests. She was still arranging things. She was still being a part of the community. And there was even like one Facebook, and I was talking to her on Facebook, and she talked about how she was in more pain. She was tired these days, and I told her, Mandy, why don't you go to Hawaii or something like that? Just go to Hawaii, go to London, see something great. And she was like, well, there's a protest and I want to show my support, which, you know, in hindsight, you know, that's touching. At the moment, I was pretty pissed. I was like, Mandy, please, just don't worry about us. So, but she did. She cared about us. And I mean, I actually wrote a letter yesterday to her. I was gonna mail it. I was gonna tell her that in the letter I was writing, saying that, you know, I hope she gets better, but, you know, on the off chance you leave us too soon, I want to kind of let you know the difference you made in my life, the difference I see that you made in other people's lives that you interacted with, how much fun you had in the live streams. I wrote this letter. It was like probably 2.5 pages long. It wasn't hard to write, honestly. It was pretty easy. Editing it was a little bit harder, but, you know. And I was actually going to mail it today. I was going to see where she was staying, find the address, put a first class stamp, and I was going to mail it to her. Maybe one of her family members would read it to her, I don't know. I guess I don't really need to send that letter now, and that's probably the part, ironically, that's the thing that kind of hits me the most. It's like, because again, we knew this was coming. It's not a surprise, and yet there was, even as little as early as this morning, it was like, I'm going to mail this letter today, and no, I'm not going to be able to mail that letter today. So, I'm going to leave this real quick. This is a very sad day. It's very sad. And I've been kind of poking my head around YouTube a little bit today. I've seen a couple posts from people who are already upset, and they've written tributes to her. I think a couple of them have even made videos. I haven't I haven't been able. I have to admit, I haven't been able to bring myself to look too far down my subscriptions. I have two separate, well, a few separate YouTube accounts, and the Apptrepreneur one I'm subscribed to pretty much everyone who does rideshare stuff. I just want to be in the loop of what everyone's doing, and I can't bring after a couple I couldn't bring myself to do anymore. So I just see I don't know what to do about tomorrow right now. Some major things happened with Uber and Lyft today. Maybe not Lyft, maybe Uber more actually. And there was a fun story I did about something else. I have videos to post tomorrow, but it feels wrong to post them. And then there's a part of me that's like, well, Mandy would probably want you. Like, she was so selfless, she probably wouldn't want us to stop our lives. But I think, I mean, for someone who gave so much, I think at the very least, I'm going to give her a day of silence. So tomorrow, there's not going to be any videos tomorrow. I mean, I guess on the positive side, there'll probably be like 4 videos on Thursday. I don't know. We'll see if I even feel like making videos tomorrow. I don't know. It's kind of, YouTube's a strange beast. If there is a video tomorrow, it's going to be a tribute video. But I think I'm personally going to like pretty much take a day of silence. Like, we're going to take a break from the news. We're going to take a break from the feuds. We're going to take a break from, you know, is the streaming wars going to cost you this much or that? We're not going to talk about how much Google Stadia sucks, although it does. It actually sucks really bad, but, you know, we're not going to talk about that tomorrow. We're just going to we're just going to have a memory. Now, I'm conflicted a little additionally right now, because usually in these situations, one of the things that you want to do is you want to talk about the last time you talked to them. And unfortunately, the last time I talked to her, she was calling to comfort me about something, about a situation that was going on, and I don't feel that's an appropriate story. So I'll talk about the time before last, where she had seen some of the, because she's Facebook friends with me, she was looking like at a lot of the wedding photos, looking at a couple of like the videos that people were posting on Instagram, and you know, she actually wanted to know, like, oh my gosh, look at all the look at those little details. I liked the way the silverware was. Look, I know that's what she wanted. I know she did. And look, I tried. The invitation to mend and to heal on that case shell has been open since day one. He's not interested. It's clear he's not interested. But I know she wanted that, but yeah, the time before that, yeah, she just liked all the little touches of the wedding, and she wanted to know, you know, who picked that and who decided on that. And I said, actually, that was me, and this was Katie, and this was a friend's idea. And I think we talked about that for about a good hour and a half. It's just, she was actually amazed at how hands-on with the wedding I was. So, she had a kind heart. And the community's there's going to be a hole in the community that will probably never get filled. It's just a fact of life. Sometimes people exit your lives, and it's not like life stops. The best description I've heard about coping with how people move on from death is that no one really gets over a death. No one really moves on. What happens is you get used to a new normal. And the new normal usually isn't as nice as the way it was before, but you get used to it. But you'll always miss those people. You never really move on from them. You never forget them. There's never a point where it's like, well, that doesn't hurt to think about anymore. Because it probably always will. There's been there's a couple people who died years ago, and I still think of them. Kind of wonder what they would say, what we would do, what we talk about. I'll probably always be wondering what she's gonna think. So it's just a rough day right now. Just a rough day. So yeah. I'm not here to tell anyone what to do or how to feel. Some person today said maybe we should reach out to all the Uber tubers so they can make like little tribute videos. And it's like, I would not feel comfortable asking people to do that. People grieve in their own way. They do. And this is one of my ways of dealing with it, or coping, if you will. So I might have more to say. Who knows? There will be funeral costs, and we don't know how expensive they're going to be. The community might need to come together to help pay for the funeral, because we sure as heck know Uber and Lyft ain't going to do that. So we'll probably be talking about her again, and there will probably even be additional videos recounting the good times. So it's just yeah, it's I think the Uber tuber community is going to be hurting from this one for a little while. So yeah, and she didn't hold grudges. Just, I see some people like, if you think you wronged her, she didn't hold grudges. So she was too nice to hold grudges. She really was. So right. Well, look, I'm just going to pause just briefly to say, NYC taxi photo, I appreciate your condolences. Now's probably not the right time to be telling people to go to hell. Just gonna throw that one out there. So, but I appreciate the condolences. And I can even see, like, in the comments, there's a lot of sadness right now. So, and inevitably, when the video ends and anyone can watch it, there'll be people saying, get to the point. And it's like, that's another reason to stay off YouTube tomorrow, because you will have people who just I don't know, they want to cause something for whatever reason. I will never understand people I don't even see Alex in here, guys. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't even see I don't even see Alex in here. Oh, well, there he is. So, well, yeah, he's be oh, there here. So, well, look. Okay, look, I'm just gonna say something right now because I'm usually a little bit more level-headed about this, but if there's anyone in this chat room who has a problem with one another for however long this lasts, get over it. Just get over it and don't bring it up. Mods, please don't be deleting messages unless they are, unless I don't know, unless they're insulting or something. So, you know, so I don't know. I don't have time for this right now, guys. I mean, later on when I'm in a better head, I'll look at everything with more clear eyes but right now you're gonna have to be adults, and I don't care who's right or wrong, just both of you take the high road. So it's now I'm pissed. I'm so pissed right now. So yeah, getting back to her. She's a great person. Everyone's saying this, you know, clearly she was a good person, but you know, yeah, I agree. So yeah, she was wonderful, so hang in there. Yeah. So anyway, I've probably got what, 10 more minutes before the Toyota is finished. Does anyone have any nice stories they want to share? I'll read them out loud. Remember, they got to be nice and civil, so yeah, Jersey Driver Girl says, rest in peace in paradise, Mandy. And so well, Alex, like I said, I don't care whose fault it was. I just don't want. It's just no crybaby rideshare. She was the first YouTube rideshare that reached out while others hated on me. She liked to reach out to everyone. She is gone, but her videos will spread the word forever. Yeah, they will, and unfortunately, I mean, I don't think they're going to be outdated anytime soon. So, yeah, Savage Scientist, we're all pretty upset, and I'm definitely interested to see what you have to say, Chell, when you do your video, if you haven't done it already. I suspect your video will be much more elegant and well-worded than mine is. So, for those of you who just joined in, DriverLadyPro, aka Mandy Martinez, has passed, and that's has passed after a fight with cancer. So we're just, Dustin was really upset. I haven't talked to Dustin. I'll probably call him afterwards, just kind of see how he's doing. I mean, one of the things is, I mean, it is kind of interesting how, you know, that's one thing about YouTube I'm kind of grateful for. I have actually made some genuine friends, and you know, she was one of them, and Dustin was one of them, and you know, Noah and Alex are one of them. So is Dark Road Run. So, you know, they're gel. You know, there's a lot of people who have become friends doing this. So it's kind of bizarre because, like, I was trying to tell someone today, like, what happened, and they were kind of having a hard time understanding what was going on. They're like, "Oh, your friend died? Oh, where do you know her from?" And I'm like, "I knew her from YouTube." And they're like, "We're from YouTube." And I'm like, "Yeah, like, so you never met in person?" No, it's like, so just through email. It's like, well, there was a phone call here and there. It's like, so she wasn't like a real life friend. It's like, no, she was a real life friend. And it's like, the guy wasn't trying to be insensitive, just to let you know. It's kind of funny. If you're not doing YouTube, most people don't understand YouTube very well. And this is one of those situations where they're having a hard time grasping the concept. Like, so you're friends, but you didn't actually, you know, hang out with one another. You just talked on the internet, and it's like, so it's like, you know, it's just hard to for some people. So I feel really bad that this is the location that I'm in, but everywhere else is just too noisy. So that's so yeah, but I will say I'm glad it's not raining at this moment. It's been raining most of the day. Honestly, felt kind of fitting, considering the news. But coming up, and when the sun comes up, you know, tomorrow is another day. So we'll take this loss one step at a time. So, yeah, you know, obviously there's a lot of emotions going on right now, so it's weird. I know science says otherwise, but it definitely feels like California's crying over the news today. So, and yeah, she did do a lot for the community. You know, I will share one funny story about her, because in hindsight, I mean, she was not one of my first subscribers. I actually had a couple thousand before she came along, but she was by far the most generous in the originally. So, oh yeah, Peterson, another friend of mine on YouTube. And I admit, when she first started like dropping dollar super chats, I actually wasn't as appreciative as I should have been. I was actually a little weirded out by that, because she dropped so many of them. That was kind of like, okay, what is this person? Like, why is she just giving me money? I mean, that was early enough where it's like the idea that people actually give you money for a live stream was weird. But, you know, she kept coming and she kept talking to me, and we eventually got talking. I realized she was just really nice. There was nothing strange about it. So I don't know. I mean, it's like, I kind of laugh now in hindsight. I was actually genuinely worried, like, is there a wrong reason she's giving me money? Like, is she expecting something from me? And what is that? But that turned out not to be the case. She was just very generous. And I realized that when I started seeing her, like, give super chats to everybody. And that's when I realized, like, well, okay, I guess she's just a nice person. And, you know, so anyway, rough day. That was my first memories of her. So anyway, thankfully it seems like you guys appreciate the story a little bit. So Well, it has been a half hour. Again, not my most collected live stream. And I'm gonna tell everyone right now, because it just dawned on me. I just realized this. This video is gonna be monetized when I end it, and I don't know how to change it on the... I'm gonna see if YouTube Studios. I clearly don't want this video monetized, but it might be for a little while until I get home. That's not by choice, but I am gonna demonetize it. It's just the default settings, so I just want to make that clear. If anyone sees that it's monetized with ads, I'm working on getting them removed. So I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but just in case. So anyway, guys, thanks for spending a little bit of time with me, reminiscing about this wonderful person. I'm probably going to stay off YouTube tomorrow. I don't know if I can bring myself to watch the videos and everything. But I will try to read and watch as many tributes as I can the day after. So, this is right now, it's tough. So, anyway, thanks for spending time with me. Days like this, it's usually a good idea to hug someone. Call them, kind of tell them you love them. You know, life's short. We get one trip around the world and then we're gone. And you never know when the last day is going to be. I think she was in her mid-40s. So, too young. Way too young. So anyway, I'm also, by the way, going to be monitoring the comments section afterwards. So in the comments, there's going to be no drama. There's going to be no name calling. There's going to be none of that. There just isn't. So thank you, everyone. I actually should stop, because otherwise I'm gonna get this person's license plate in the shot. So take care, everyone.